Talking to other human beings is really, really important. There is a plague in multiple sclerosis called social isolation. Social isolation has been studied, and it's actually extremely prevalent in MS, where people, for various reasons, withdraw from life. And withdrawing from life worsens cognition. It's true. Withdrawing from life worsens energy levels. Withdrawing from life makes us not think as clearly, to be honest with you. And so I want you to talk to other human beings. Now, if it's very hard for you to get out of your home because of motoric difficulties, thank goodness gracious, we have the interwebs. This weekend, am looking forward to, I've been looking forward to it all week, I'm going to do a live stream where I'm going to talk about supplements in multiple sclerosis. And I draw energy from that experience because a couple hundred people are going to jump online from all over the globe. And there's a live chat, and we interact, and we talk, and we share, and we learn, and we love. And I want that for you. And if you can't do that by going out of the house, there's a gazillion ways to do that on the interwebs. Talking and interacting with other human beings is very, very powerful medicine. Number 8 is a challenge. I'm going to challenge everyone in this room to do something that I call non-talk therapy. Non-talk therapy is number 8. And non-talk therapy is a way to combat the evil, invisible symptom of depression, cog fog, and pathologic fatigue. I challenge you to identify a weekly activity that is not for your health. So going to the doctor or the physical therapist doesn't count. It's not for your job, and it's not for your family, like running errands, like going to the grocery store. It needs to not be on your schedule. It needs to be an activity that's going to happen whether you go or not. I'll give you an example. Wednesday at noon, YMCA underwater basket weaving. All right, that's my example. I want you to sign up for underwater basket weaving Wednesdays at noon at the YMCA. And if you sign up for underwater basket weaving at the YMCA at noon on Wednesday, it'll change your entire life. Let me explain why. Tuesday night is no longer a normal Tuesday night. Because Tuesday night, you have to go get your supplies. You have to make sure that you have all the basket weaving materials and that your two-piece that you were very proud of last season still fits you. You have to get all that ready. You have to secure the ride that you're going to use the next day. You have to get all that stuff ready. Wednesday morning is a completely different morning at your house because all the chores that you were going to do during the course of the day, you have to cram it all in the first half of the day. Because at 11 p.m. or a.m., you're getting picked up by your ride to go to the YMCA. And at noon, you find yourself underwater with a scuba gear weaving a freaking basket. Now, Wednesday night at dinner is a completely different dinner. Because as you're sitting there reviewing your day, you say, honey, guess what? I made this. And there's an entire conversation surrounding the God's eye technique for making an Appalachian basket. I've done this. And you know what? The entire time, you weren't able to reflect on the fact that you have a chronic condition. Now, you don't have to do underwater basket weaving. You could be involved in a Bible study. You could be involved in a book group. You could be an usher at your church. My point is, I challenge you to participate in non-talk therapy. Do we hit 8? We did. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right. Now, I told you that in this lecture, I was going to teach you how to make MS boring. I said there were 3 ways to make MS boring. The first we talked about was identifying and treating a relapse. The second was treating symptoms. And I opted to talk about the invisible symptoms. Honey, you look so good. Specifically about depression, cognitive impairment, and energy levels. The third way that we make MS boring is we treat the condition. We slow the disease down. Disease-modifying therapies with an S, because there are multiple modalities for slowing down MS. And I want to teach all of them to you. And I'm going to teach them all to you using a cutesy saying that I made up. I want you to be 4 for 4 in your fight against MS. I want you to be 4 for 4 in your fight against MS. Say it with me. 4 for 4 in your fight against MS. There are 4 things that I'm aware of that slow down multiple sclerosis. Guess how many I want you to do? 4. All 4. That's not asking too much. Come on, we got an extra finger if we ever needed it. Number 1 to slow down MS is to exercise as part of your lifestyle. Yeah, I said it twice. Deal with it. Exercise slows down MS. If you exercise as part of your lifestyle, this has been studied, you're less disabled 20 years later. Did you understand what I just said? If you exercise now, you're less disabled 20 years later. When I'm talking to a young gun, by the way, do you know what a young gun is? A young gun is a 20-something boy that thinks if he was hit by a car, he'd hurt the car. Now, every gentleman in this room just shook their head internally because we gentlemen remember when we were young guns. And I would strut across the streets. I dare you, I double dog dare you to hit me. You know, I'd walk real slow, maybe bend down, tie my shoe. I'm not a young gun anymore. I wait for the car to go by. But when I'm talking to a young gun in clinic, I will sometimes tell him, I don't want to talk to you at 20. You at 20 doesn't need me, you would think. I need to channel the 55-year-old you into this room right now because he needs to be here. He wants you to listen to me. And he is begging you to stay physically fit because he doesn't want to be disabled down the line. Being 4 for 4 in your fight against MS, it ain't easy. I wish it was. But the first part is to exercise as part of your lifestyle. Now, I shared with you a pro tip of exercising in water, and not everybody has access to a pool. Your friendly neighborhood neurophysical therapist will help you come up with an exercise program you can do at home. You guys have heard of the interwebs? Yeah, anybody ever heard of the interwebs? Yeah, some of you, all the people on Facebook have. And you can get on the interwebs and you can turn on